It's still a bit like loose as well.
Yeah.
Around the waist, like it keeps falling down.
Okay. A couple questions for you before we get started. So go ahead and just relax. So right now the dress is sitting right here, and I just want to make sure that you are liking where the waistline is sitting on you.
I usually pull it up a little, like right there.
Okay.
Like if I were to hold it, it would be right here.
Okay. So if we were to pull it up, it would pull it off of your waistline. Is that something that you're okay with?
Yeah, I think that's more flattering. Like I want it a little upper.
Okay. So what we'll have to do for that is we will have to create kind of like the interior corset like you were talking about. And that interior corset is going to need to go down below where the dress itself sat. So our first step for anything in the dress is going to be creating that corset piece. And then it's going to have boning lines that come up and try to give you that structure and that lift, or at least support. And you are okay with that being up off of your natural waist.
Like if it went like down here, like it's like, I don't know, it feels like really round right there. Like it cuts into my stomach in an uncomfortable way. Like,
I see. Okay.
It's like much more comfortable to be like a little above it.
Okay. I think that what we'll do, and so that we can get started on your alterations a little bit quicker, is I want to run back and see if I can make one quickly and put it into your dress in a pretty dirty way, just meaning that it's not going to look very clean, to make sure that you're going to like it, is that this interior corset structure is just going to sit on the inside of your gown. So it actually isn't going to like be in between the layers of the dress. You'll be able to see it when you look into it.
I'm more concerned with how it looks like when I'm wearing it.
Okay, cool. I'm going to try to whip something up that starts to give us an idea of what that structure is going to be, so that way we can know if we are headed in the right direction or if we need to like step back and figure something else out. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm making sure to leave some boning, extra boning at the top so I can cap them later, and then extra boning at the bottom because I'm not connecting all the way down to the waist because I'm going to connect our ribbon down here, and I'm reconnecting her skirt before I get her back into it. But I need to cap these, I think, otherwise it's gonna probably catch her dress. So I'm just gonna do that now. I want to do one across the underbust as well, because I feel like that gives good support, and she has this ruching here to disguise that. Let me give you a little tour of what I did. I have all these boning lines coming up and out, and I have them capped just with ribbon so they don't catch on the exterior of your fabric, because it is easy to catch, and also so it doesn't poke you, so I can have it finished. But then if everything looks good, we'll just drop it down below the neckline and finish it and tack it down so it's like up until the neckline. So this is just so that way we can see how we like it, see if it works actually, and then if we do like it, we'll make it look pretty. How does it feel?
It's a little tight.
Okay.
But I don't mind it. It's not like super uncomfortable. Like I think I'd make it like maybe a hair looser, but it is helping hold it up really, really good, so I don't have to like repeatedly pull it up.
Totally. Okay, that's really good to know. And then how would you feel if I went and grabbed you some Boombas to try?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, awesome.
The like sides here to not have spillage pretty much, and the boobs like up more.
Okay. Okay, let's grab some Boombas and see if that helps. Okay, these are my sample ones. Yeah, I don't want to take away circumference, because for your chest we do need what the dress is allowing, but I agree that it's like just like right here we need it to like lay
flat.
Yeah,
more flat, like here, like on this outer edge, like it needs to not go out. It needs to like
totally. Does it feel like the dress is staying up on you now? You're not pulling it up nearly as much.
Yeah, it's definitely staying in a position, which is what I want it to do.
Okay.
I actually like the snugness of the waist.
If you're okay with that, I'd like to keep it as tight as possible, because that's what helps all this boning stand where it needs to.
It helps it stay up.
Yeah. Just like the tiniest little dart there. Yeah. Even that looks so much better.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, this is looking, the shape is looking better, a lot better.
Totally.
If we could just get it a little bit more structured at here, that'll be like perfect.
Okay. I feel like the bust darts are going to be a winner for us for sure. And then I think that trying to get the side bust to stay in more is going to be the challenge.
Yeah, this already looks way better though. Like the silhouette is more clear now.
Yeah, looks awesome. This is the inside of Heather's dress with the full corset boning structure in it. It looks absolutely crazy. I had forgotten that I did the under bust boning. I'm really happy that I did that. We'll definitely be keeping that. And we're doing some little bust darts just to give her a little bit more contour at the top. But it fits her honestly really well throughout the whole dress. So what this does is it raises the waistline up about 2 inches. So, and that's just where she liked it to sit. She was like, I think it's more flattering that way. And honestly, I agree with her, even though I don't think that it's sitting on her natural waist anymore, but I think it looks really beautiful on her in this way. So we're gonna leave it because that's her preference. That's what I showed her. That's what she approved, and it looks good. I don't see any issue with it. But what I want to do is transfer all these bonings to the inside of this lining, because these were all pulling her linings up, which obviously they aren't attached to the top, but I just don't want her boning to poke out the top and the bodice to roll out. So we're gonna move these to the inside of the bodice, but what we need to do is this needs to be on the inside of here, but this bottom section that's on like the skirt side needs to still be against her skin, so that way I can attach this ribbon that has the stay waist on it. Because if I do that on the outside of the skirt's just gonna bunch around her and it could potentially look a little bit weird. So I'm gonna have these in the same spot here and then tucked under the bodice here. We're gonna do the under bust boning on the inside of the bodice as well. And my notes do say that we want a little bit more side bust support. I honestly don't know if I can give much more side bust support than what I already have, but maybe I'll just double up this boning. I had thought about transferring all of these or switching them all out to be steel boning. We just don't think that there's much benefit because steel boning is stronger. We've seen this on her and this looks really awesome on her, and so we don't necessarily need more support because we're not only just providing her structure in the bodice, but we're also trying to lift the bodice a little bit higher on her body. We're just gonna stick with the 1/2 inch clear sew-through boning that we have, but we're gonna transfer it all to the inside and it's gonna be awesome. I'm just gonna mark the lengths that I'm liking on here. I'm gonna mark the length where the waistline hits, where the neckline hits, and also where it's in my stay waist, or maybe sewn into my stay waist. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna measure the average of how much I have extended past the waist. That's all I need to know. It's gonna be 2 inches. So 2 inches extended below the dress's waist to the stay waist that we are inserting into the gown. What I was seeing when I went into the dress is there's already some boning in here, and the boning is not on the layer that I'm gonna be sewing my boning to, and I just wanna be conscious of how I sew my boning in because I don't want it to make the lining poke up above her exterior layer. So what I'm gonna do when I sew this boning in is I'm gonna match it up to the neckline seam line, but I'm gonna be sewing it onto this layer. So I'm gonna lay the seam allowance this way, because that's where it wants to lay. I'm going to do a tack right here for my boning, and then I'm gonna sew it down. So that way, when it folds under, it's under all of this seam allowance, and it just is a support. I think that's gonna work great. So I sewed it parallel to the neckline. The difference being, if I placed it right up inside that seam line, from the outside, you might see like a pucker of where my boning is poking. And if I'm not sewing down my seam allowance with it, it could slide underneath the seam allowance and then cause my lining to poke up over my neckline edge. So I'm hoping that this is the sweet spot for it. I think ideally I would add the corseted structure to this layer because then that's the layer that the structure is already on. That's how it was intended to be. Sometimes when you add some structure to the lining layer, you can run into some issues like the neckline of the lining poking up above the real neckline, things like that. And so it does make it a little bit more tricky, but because we have this pleated ruched exterior, there's like some seam lines in here and I don't necessarily want to mess with that. recreate this, we can move forward with this and like take the bust in a little bit more. So I'm thinking that we'll just take in a little bit more where we already did. Like I've already pleated this a little bit extra. Are you feeling like structured in it? Are you feeling held in?
Yeah, it's more structured.
Okay, that's good.
It still feels like a little loose, but...
Okay. Do you want me to take in? Because we haven't taken in at all. We've just added structure and taken in the bust. So if you feel like you're loose anywhere,
yeah,
I can take in for you. I'm gonna go in and try to just tighten your stay waist a little bit and pin it where I like it, because that might help it sit a little bit higher, and that might also kind of remedy the issue that we're seeing in the front. Does that feel any better?
Yeah.
Is that tight enough? Would you like me to go tighter?
It needs to sit right there. Yeah. That should be fine if it stays up where it is.
Okay. Okay. Let's try it and see if it stays.
Okay. That looks better.
Does it feel better?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, well, now we're getting a nice silhouette there.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like where I want it to be. I think that looks good.
Okay.
And it's staying now where I want it to stay, and I don't have to keep pulling it up.
Cool. And you like that, how that's sitting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, this is perfect. It hasn't moved. It stayed in the same place. Like, I feel like I can, like, walk around and it's not going to go anywhere.
Good.